Brett Friedlander, Fayetteville Observer. This is to both of the players. How big of an advantage do you think it is for Carolina to be playing here and to basically have had all their games in the state of North Carolina at this point?
Is this on? Is this on? Yeah, okay. Now it is. I don't know how much of an advantage it is. You know, it's good for them to be able to play in front of their home crowd, but I think our road record this year was better than our home record. So, in that sense, it's probably better off for us as well. So, I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's a situation where they deserve it. You know, they're the #1 overall seed in the tournament, and you know, they've been blessed with, you know, not being far from their home, and that's something they deserve because they've had a great season. And at the same time, during the year, we've had a kind of us against the world mentality, so that's just the way we're going to have to take it to the road and the way we're going to have to play in Charlotte.
Back of the room.
Andrew Jones, Wilmington Star News. For both players, I know, Aron, your situation is a little bit different. What did you guys know about North Carolina growing up? What was your perception of the program, basketball in this part of the country? And do you know any of the players of the team? Have you ever crossed paths with them at any point previously?
I know that all my friends and family always play with them on NCAA basketball because they're always the best team and have the most stars under their names. But you know, it's a prestigious program where you know, you've grown up watching them. You know, even on, you know, Sports Center every day, they're showing the ACC, North Carolina, you know, Duke, and these great teams. And it's someone that hopefully as a competitor you want to go up and play against and have that opportunity to go up against the best, you know, at the highest level. And it's something that I think that we're going to embrace and go out there and play with passion and see what happens.
Back home, you know, Carolina is one of the only college basketball teams that you really hear about. So, yeah, that's kind of what college basketball is back in Australia. It's a lot of the East Coast bias is, you know, what is seen in Australia as well. So definitely know more about Carolina than I did about a lot of other teams coming to the States. And, yeah, I just know it's a prestigious program. And, yeah, it's real storied basketball. So.
Finally, guys, a question about the Cougars. Taylor, would you and Aron both, things that we've read in getting ready for this weekend, indicated that one of the things this year was you guys proved that last year was not a fluke with what you did in the Pac-10 and on the national scene. What motivated you this year to have the kind of season that you've had and make it 2 21 seasons in a row?
I think it's just the personnel that we have. You know, it wasn't about once the lights were on and we're playing the game that we started playing hard. You know, it was in the preseason, in our workouts, in the weight room, and you know, running the hill. Whatever we're doing, we're trying to motivating each other and holding each other accountable, knowing that we had some success and it was fun, and we wanted to get back to this point, and we wanted to further it and see how far we could go. And when you have a good group of guys that are just pushing each other to get better, you know, all season, you know, you're going to have some great results.
To our left, guys.
Viv Bernstein, New York Times. For Taylor, how is your defensive system going to slow down Ty Lawson? For Aron, how do you slow down Tyler Hansbrough in the paint?
I'm going to get back. As soon as the shot goes up, it's just going to be like the start of a race when you hear the gun. You know, just the ability to get back and limit the easy shots that North Carolina are going to try to get. You know, they're a good enough team as it is if you slow them down. So the ability to get back and limit their great shots and make each shot, you know, a tough contested one, and you know, hopefully that'll frustrate them all night.
Yeah, you know, Tyler Hansbrough is a great player. He's National Player of the Year in college basketball, so it's going to be a tough one. But you know, he throws his body around a lot down there, kind of like a thrashing croc in the paint down there. So it should be a nice little challenge. But yeah, just gotta get down there and try and make him play over some big bodies that we can throw at him, and just, yeah, hopefully do our best that way. So.
Any other questions? One up here.
Tom Berry with the High Point Enterprise. Taylor and Aron, just talk about
Does Coach Bennett talk about his NBA career with you, and how do you perceive him of a guy who maybe limited ability, but he was able to reach the highest level like that?
I think that's just something that helps our program. None of us were really highly recruited coming into college, so kind of the same level way he is. He wasn't the most talented player, but he played at the highest level for a while, and he got some good experiences from that. And I think he really tries to grind into us that it takes determination and hard work, and if we can play together as a good team, then we're going to be able to take our team a fair way in the for the season. And that's just what we have to do. We have to grind out games and try and make teams play our style of basketball. So yeah.
I think that throughout his career, he kind of pushed his limits and got to the best of his abilities, and I think that's what he tries to do with his players and this program is to push our limits and see how far we can go and kind of exceed expectations. And he's got that underdog mentality, and that's a big reason why a lot of the players are on this team and it came to Washington State, because they believe in being the underdog and wanting more than they might be given.
I wanted to ask about playing this system, because the coach talked about the defensive system, that it allows you to win. But I'm wondering if it's fun for you guys. I mean, you watch Carolina and they're running, they're sprinting, they're kind of going crazy out there. Do you watch them and think they're having fun, or do you have fun playing your system?
Definitely, we have fun. For us, defense is fun. That's that's what lets us stay in games and win games, and that's the most fun you can have out there on the court, is being able to win. And we know that's the only way we can do that is by playing our defense. And so we make that fun for ourselves, and get the most out of it that way.
In practice, you'll see more people smiling and high-fiving each other on a big defensive stop in a practice, or if we do a defensive drill for a couple minutes, the ability to shut down the offense. So we take pride in that, and it helps us win games. If you look at our team, you're not going to think that we're just going to overpower people with size, athleticism, or anything like that. But to be able to come together as a unit and get stops, we take a lot of pride in that, and it gives us the ability to win at the highest stage.
We have about 5 more minutes left with Aron and Taylor.
Roger Rubin, New York Daily News. One of you recently just said that most of the guys on the team weren't heavily recruited. And you could imagine a remark like that coming from Western Kentucky or Davidson, but you guys are from one of the big conferences. Why do you think it works? Why can you guys accomplish so much, a group of guys who wasn't really recruited by many?
I think it's some of the principles that we play with is passion, servanthood, kind of playing for a higher power than yourself. We're playing for the people next to us in the locker room. We're not playing for individual accolades and stuff like that. And when you get people that come together and believe in a system, believe in a coach, and believe in each other, you can achieve greater things than by recruiting great individuals. When you look to the people next to you and you trust them and you go out and know that you're doing it as a team, you can find a lot of success.
Just because we weren't highly recruited coming into that, the coaches go out and try and find guys with the same type of characters. The underdog mentality is a big one. Just trying to be smart players, be sound players. That's what the coaching staff look for. And with a bunch of guys that all come in relatively the same in those characteristics, and you're going to be able to bond together well and just start playing some good basketball. So.